friends, even elves is a name, I'm staking my claim. Street smart edge with a touch of heart. Luso grits the show where the hustle sparks. Luso grit, fight through the fire. Dreams don't sleep when you're climbing higher. Portuguese roots with the world in sight. Immigrant hustle, we shining bright.
All right, we got JCT.
We're off, bro. We're off. What's going on, man?
JCT in the house. Artist, producer. What do you identify more as?
You know, that's a good question. Honestly, if you would have asked me a few years ago, I would have said producer. Now, obviously, in the grind of in the business, artist. It depends on the day you ask.
Depends on the day of the week. Okay, so let's dive a little bit, like your upbringings and your connection to Portugal. Where were you born and like where'd you grow up?
I was born in Toronto.
Oh, nice.
So I was born in
City boy?
Toronto. Sorry?
City boy?
Yeah, city boy, man. Although you probably couldn't pay me to live down there anymore. No offense, I love Toronto. I spent a lot of time down there, but I prefer the woods, man.
Yeah, man.
But I
Me
was born
too.
in Toronto. I lived down there till I was about, I don't know, I want to say 10 or 11 years old. And then my parents moved to Saga and pretty much been in Saga since, man.
Yeah, Saga's a nice city, man.
It is. It's changed a lot too in the last, 20, 30 years, right? But
Yeah, it's
what
looking
city has in Canada? You know what I mean?
it's looking more and more like Brampton, but it's still a nice city.
It's Mississauga's Mississauga, man.
I know.
I've never reserved judgment,
No, for sure, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so when you were growing up and you moved to Saga, like were your parents like part of the communities, like those festas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not just my parents, my entire family. I got
Oh yeah,
uncles in here that they're all involved in like, the churches here, like St. Mary's, Saint-Inoge,
nice.
St. Helens. So we did a lot of stuff. Every year I'm pretty sure they still do at St. Mary's where they have the carnival and people go for the bifanage and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
we did a lot of that. We did a lot of shows in that time. It was good times, man. Good times.
So you are like a second generation. Your parents came here. They were born back home, right?
They were, yeah. My
Yeah,
parents
how
were
old
born
were they?
there. Sorry?
How old were they when they came?
I think my dad was like 10 or 11 years old.
Oh,
Like
he
he's
was a,
still,
he was a kid, so eh?
he
Yeah.
was actually, you know what? When I went to elementary school here, I ended up having the same principal my dad had back in like,
No way.
it was the craziest stuff. So, maybe I got a free pass. So I was a big troublemaker when I was a kid. So, and my dad's a big guy, deep voice, so
Demanded some respect.
yeah. And he's like, you know what? This guy, he's off limits. Just let him be, I got a lot of free passes when I was a kid.
Like when you were growing up, what were your parents doing for a living?
My dad was a construction worker.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
come from there. So,
What
he
trade was he in?
he was a machine operator actually.
Ah.
So what he would do is he would dig out the holes, the manholes, and then the other guys, the laborers, they go underground and dig the
Oh, yeah.
sewers from one manhole to another manhole. And they
Oh,
run
yeah.
all the city lines and stuff like that. My brother actually does that now too. So that's what my dad did for a living. My mom, my mom raised us. When she did work, she worked cleaning. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
Portuguese, man. We get our hands dirty, right?
How about you? What did you get into? Like, what was your first job?
Oh man, my first job actually, I was delivering newspapers.
Yeah,
I
I
bought
did.
my first car from that actually. So we used to deliver
Wow.
a ton of newspapers for like years. So I did that, and then my first real job was I worked in a factory.
Yeah.
Actually, I was in high school still at the time, so
Yeah.
I'd have like fourth period spare and fifth period lunch. So I'd hop on a bus by like Dixie Mall, and I'd take it like an hour and a half all the way to Streetsville at the time. And then I'd work a full shift from like 3 to 11:30 at night. And this was like when I was 14, 15 years old, right?
So would you say that was your dad instilling that grind mentality in you?
For sure,
Yeah.
right? Because even before that, I was already doing the newspapers.
Yeah, yeah.
I bought my first car. I didn't even have my driver's license. Literally, I had it parked on the driveway. It was like this Viper Blue Isuzu Rodeo. I love that thing. Everybody knows they used to call me Trucker Joe back in the day with that
Yeah,
thing. I
Trucker
love that
Joe.
thing. But literally, we'd take a bunch of people down to the lake, and I'd put the seats down. The truck would be slammed. It was a lot of fun, man. Good times. And so, yeah, that was my first job. I worked in the factory, and then I did some construction. I went to work with my dad, and You know, I was
Yeah.
there probably for about 3 months, and I figured out pretty quickly that, I'd rather make money with my brain than with my body, so
Oh
I
yeah.
got out of it.
Oh yeah. They'll stretch out longer, right?
Totally. Totally, man.
Especially in the industry you're in now, like hopefully you can plant these seeds and maybe possibly they can continue giving you money 20, 30 years from now. So
It is, right? I think most artists where they get confused is like that they have such a short attention span, and they have like a short-sighted mind where it's like, okay, it's got to happen now. And the reality is that a lot of the stuff that we're doing now, you may not see the fruits of that labor for, 5, 10, 20, 30 years. I may be dead by that time, right? So
yeah.
for me, I do it because I love it. Honestly, it's my passion. It's just something I've always done as a kid. I don't do it for work. I don't do it for money. But although, the money can be good sometimes, I do it because I love to do it. Work wise, I do a bunch of different stuff. I'm in real estate, and I'm in
Okay.
sales, and I do a bunch of different stuff. I keep myself busy, man.
So okay, so hold on a sec before we get into your professional life. Since you've been around your whole life, the GTA has a lot of restaurants and sugar skaters. Where would you say you get the best grilled chicken?
Jeez, man. I don't want to insult anybody,
I know I knew I'd put you on the spot and you'd be afraid to,
Yeah.
okay, so give me a 2 or 3 list.
Well, whoever I say that I think is the best does not mean that the other guys are no good.
Oh,
It's just this is my
for sure.
personal
For
preference.
sure.
So
No, everybody has like somewhere that they prefer a little bit more, so
for sure. There's a place here in Saga called Brazos. I'm gonna give them
brothers.
I'm gonna plug them in. Brazos. They're over at like Burnham Thorpe and Glen Erin. They make honestly probably I like it the best. They make the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
chicken. They make the best potatoes, the rice, the fish. I mean, it's fantastic, right? So,
So
but there's so many places now like that, and I find too that today more than back in the day, a lot of these places aren't even run by Portuguese, and it's not to say that the chicken is no good. A
yeah,
lot of these guys have their own like little tricks of the
spot.
trade or
Yeah,
sauce or whatever you want to call it. So there's a lot of them out there, man. Bajada and
yeah.
Mario's Barbecue and
But that's what I was
Farol
gonna
and
get to. So that was the first question was more like the typical famous chicken. But now like how about if you take your wife to a dinner? Where would be the spot you'd take her? A Portuguese
well,
restaurant.
well, well. First thing, I don't have a wife, so.
Oh, sorry about that.
So- but if I was
I
gonna take
jumped
my
the question.
girl,
I was gonna ask you that afterwards. Now I already got the answer.
but if I was gonna take my
Yeah,
girl or whatever, somebody for dinner, honestly, uh Brazos is not really it's not really an eat-in place. At
yeah.
least last I can remember, they don't have a lot of tables and stuff there. Um Baihana's a good place. There's a place in Mississauga. I forget the name. It's over at like Dundas and Carthra.
Oh, it's Dint Leon, I think, right?
Yes, Leon,
Yeah,
Leon
yeah.
Dolo.
Oh,
Leon
Leon
Dolo.
Doro, that's what it is. Yeah, Leon
Yeah,
Doro,
yeah, yeah.
exactly.
I met there with
Yeah.
a few guys that came from the States for a show a few years ago. It's a nice
Right.
place. Sometimes I'll have some meetings there when it's guys from within the community, right? You want to
Yeah.
go to a Portuguese
Yeah.
establishment,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Yeah.
that's a nice place.
Take them to a nice place, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's a nice place. If you haven't been there, definitely check it out.
Yeah, I will. I've tried like to be honest, I keep hearing about that one. Everyone says good about it. I haven't been to that one yet. It's on my list. I gotta go. I've been to like the Flames Castle, the Mercado. It's a nice place too. Obviously, Martins everywhere. Like that's maybe
So,
amongst the community, it's the most renowned one, right?
the Sugar Street of Martinis, that's what, the one on Rogers or something?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I've been there too.
I don't know if I've ever been there, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a nice restaurant. It's a nice typical restaurant, good food. Everything is good there. So
Whatever,
it's a
bro.
safe bet. It's a safe bet.
Can't talk shit about Portuguese right now. They'll come and find us, man.
I know, I know. But I don't think anywhere you're gonna eat bad, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
Even back home, when I was living back home, sometimes we eat better at like the little tashkas and stuff than the bigger restaurants.
Where are you from, man?
So I'm not from the islands. I'm from the mainland. It's like in the center of the country. It's called Leiria. It's
I was
north
just
of
there.
yeah. It's
In
north of
Leiria,
Lisbon,
yeah.
south of Port. Where did you visit? The city itself?
Oh man, so I was in Portugal for a month, right? So
Nice.
I went to shoot footage for music video and conduct some other business. Long story short, and
Nothing that's out yet, right? Everything is still in the works, right?
and it's all for honestly, when people see my stuff that comes out, it's old news already for me. I'm already on something
You're
else.
already onto something else. I
I'm
get
already
it.
bored of whatever it just came out today. I'm bored of that already. I've listened to it 1,000 times, right? So
Oh,
I was
yeah.
in the islands for 2 weeks, and then I went to mainland for 2 weeks. I started in the north,
Yeah.
And actually, I flew to Lisbon, and then I worked my way north,
Oh, yeah.
and I hit everything on the north side. I did wineries.
Nice.
It was fantastic. And then I worked my way all the way south to Algarve. I went to the most western point of all of Europe. There's this
Mm.
place right on the coast. I forget the name. Anyways, it was
Yeah, I
incredible.
know. I had just a couple of months ago, I had this conversation, but it's not coming to right now.
I forget the name. It was really cool. They got like a pillar there and like a
Yeah.
plaque that like symbolizes, I think, when it was made or whatever. It was
Yeah.
really cool. Anyways, it was a good experience. I had a lot of fun there. I got to see the ten biggest soccer stadiums in all of Europe. So I got
Yeah.
private tours of all of them. Benfica, Sporting,
Wow.
Porto. Everything was closed because when I was there, the season's done, right? And so that was a lot of fun, man. And then when I was in San Miguel, I got to look at the Estadio San Miguel from Santa Clara, and I got myself a custom jersey. Actually, I have it up on the wall over there.
Nice.
So
So when
uh,
you say you were just there, how far back was it?
I was there. I was there from May to June.
Okay, so it's literally like right now before the summer.
Yeah, yeah. So
Nice.
in San Miguel and Haftpêche, where my family's
Yeah,
from, every year they do the Transit. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like it attracts people from all over the world that come for that thing. Like Snu Sant Christ is the week before where they
yeah.
parade the Snu Sant Christ on the streets, and then for the next 2 weeks after that is these transits where they literally like it's Portuguese rap on the road. Well, they're
Oh,
rap for like 12 hours straight. People get bombed and they drink and there's food and
nice.
it's a lot of fun. So, anyways, I went there. I had some meetings with people there for some shows and stuff, and I was shooting some footage and yeah, I was there for the first 2 weeks, and then I flew into Lisbon and spent a couple weeks in
The
in mainland.
mainland.
But it's not enough, man. If
No,
I could,
it's
I'd be
not.
there for
It's not.
three
It's a
months. You know
small
what I mean?
country, but you need time. You need time to
Oh,
see
you
it.
need like 2 weeks. If you've never been to the island, 2 weeks is nowhere near enough time. I'm from there. I've been there 4, 5, 6 times,
And then,
and I go for
yeah,
2 weeks. I'm like, I've been here 3 days. You know.
for sure. And then if you want to include the mainland, between all the castles, monasteries, everything, it's a lot of beaches, everything. It's
I
a
saw
lot
I
of
saw some of
traveling.
those castles too, pretty good.
Yeah,
I was in Fatima.
yeah.
That
That's
was a
the
really cool
yeah.
experience.
So I live like more or less 20 minutes from Fatima. Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah, that it's those things though. When you live there, it's like everything, right? When you live there, you don't. It's like you don't appreciate it as much because you see it every day, right? And then when you're far, it's like shit. That was beautiful. Like you start to remember, you reminisce on it, and yeah, it's
Portugal is a beautiful country, man. Like mainland, the islands, and there's 9 islands plus there's Madeira as well, right? Like
was
you
it the
can,
first? Oh yeah, Madeira looks beautiful too for sure.
I haven't been yet, but it's on the bucket list. I'll be
Oh
there
yeah,
soon.
since I've been back here, I have a ton of Michelin's friends. So now I like when I go there, I'm gonna be well recommended. I know those places. I got
Right.
places to stay. It's gonna be a nice trip when I go there.
Yeah, if you ever go to San Miguel, let me know, man. I got family there. I got a lot. The bulk of my family's there. I got like 60 cousins there. It's like a mafia there, so they'll take care of you, man.
When you like, cause was it the first time you had been to the mainland?
That was the first time I had been to the mainland. Yeah, I've traveled to Europe before, but I just never knocked it down. But without getting too specific, I'm working on some projects with some artists, both from the mainland and the islands. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm here on the islands. I'm going to fly in quietly.
Yeah,
And if we weren't having this conversation today, people probably wouldn't have known I was even there, right? I just kind
yeah.
of looked in
What
silence. Right?
what stood out to you from the mainland since it was a new journey for you?
Man, there was a lot of beautiful places. The
I
castles
know.
are incredible. Fatima. I spent some time in the Algarve. I spent a lot of time in the Caribbean, right? So
Uh,
I got
you,
to compare the Algarve to that. What were you saying?
oh, yeah. No, I was just gonna say, like sometimes when you visit a place and it speaks to us a little bit more. Yeah. Was there a specific spot or like it was more of a generalized idea?
San Miguel, man.
Yeah.
So
No,
I,
but
I
I know about the San Miguel because especially you have that emotional attachment to you were from your whole family's from there. But like because the mainland was like a new part into your life, like I was just trying to figure out what stood out more to you. Like if there was a certain spot that you felt a more connection to.
I really like Porto. Aveiro
Yeah.
was nice. Aveiro was really nice. Fatima, I mean, it's a very holy place, right? It was really nice. The wine valleys were incredible. Like
Yeah.
you can spend 6 months touring those wine valleys, right?
Right.
I got footage there. It's incredible the footage I got there. I don't even know
Mo-
if I'm going to use it because there's just
Right.
so much I wouldn't know what to pick, right? And so if I had to pick a spot, honestly, man, this is tough, but um, I spent a few days in Varzim. You know where that
Brazil,
is?
yeah, Brazil, yeah, yeah. Pô, Brazil.
And I liked it. It was a
Yeah.
small little town. It was right on the coast. You could smell the fish. You could smell the ocean water. It was beautiful, bro. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, man. So you already met the mainland, you met the islands. Now we just gotta visit the Madeira Islands, huh?
Yeah, but there's Madeira, there's Cape Verde that's over there too. That
Yes, 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 yes.
tugging at me a little bit. So I think when I make my way over there, I want to, take that down. There's no flight from Toronto that goes direct to Madeira. Last I checked, so you got
Oh
to fly
yeah?
into
I didn't
Punta
know
Doc.
that.
Yeah, I've been checking, right? So
Yeah.
there's no flight that goes direct, from what I know. Maybe I'm sleeping, but there's you have to fly into Punta Delgada, then take
And
another
then
flight to Madeira, right? And so I would assume it's going to be the same to go to Cape Verde, because
oh
Cape
yeah.
Verde is like
Yeah.
West Africa. You know what I
Yeah, it's
mean?
a small island too. I think I checked once. It's kind of like Madeira. They have like 400,000-500,000 people, so I can only assume there's not a direct flight from here there, right?
Right, right,
And it's not like they have that big of a diaspora here anyways, right? So
right.
it would make
But what I
sense.
found interesting is there's a direct flight from Toronto to the Algarve, to Ferrol. I was at the airport in Ferrol, and I was like, "Well, that's interesting." But I guess because there's a lot of travelers that go, in between the Algarve and Toronto, or it's a big flight, I guess.
Oh yeah. So I don't know if you saw the other episode or not, but usually I ask everybody, and I know that you're connected to the culture.
Yeah, yeah.
Who would you rank your top most influential tugas out there in history since the inception of the country?
Oh man. Okay, I think top of the list would be Robert Leal. I mean,
Oh,
I don't even know
Leal.
if he's too big. He's Brazilian, isn't
I
he?
think I think he was half-half, to be fair. I think
Didn't he
so.
come from like Valpasos or something like
Yeah, it was something like
Carlos?
that. Yeah. Maybe he was born
Anyways,
in Brazil, but his father was Portuguese. It was something like that.
yeah, I'd say he's one. I wouldn't say he's the number one, but he's definitely top five. Number one on the list, obviously, goes without saying, Cristiano. I mean, what Cristiano's been able to do for our culture and our people, for such a small country, 10 million people.
Oh yeah.
The guy was against all odds.
Oh
Just,
yeah.
good for him, man.
Oh
Honestly,
yeah.
mad love for Cristiano.
Oh yeah.
Mad respect. Roberto Leal. Uh, and then from there, I don't know. Yeah, I need some time to
You
make
need
a
some time to think
list.
about what I know when you get put on the spot, it's hard because then so much things come in your head and it's hard to think about it.
There's so many, right? Like we've had so many good soccer players. Into Paletta, who's from San Miguel. I need some time to make a list for
All right.
sure.
Maybe we can circle back when
If anything comes to my head while we're having this conversation, I'll chime in.
So how about music wise? Obviously, it's not a matter of being a list or anything, but like music wise, like of Portugal, what would you say musically? Do you have any influence from Portuguese music or no?
I don't want to say that I do, but I also want to give a huge shout out to the Pedrinho Sandro G.
Sandro
Uh,
G, yeah,
from Hotpage. Man, what that guy's done for our culture and for our town. If you're not from Hotpage, people talk a lot of shit. The reality is, if you're not from Hotpage, you don't understand Hotpage, right? And
yeah,
so
yeah.
nobody represents Hotpage better than Sandro. Mad respect, mad love for him. Um, maybe there's a little influence there,
Mhm.
just out of respect. But aside from that, my music is very different, right? Like
Because you
I
seem to be very confident too. Like he also had a little bit of that confidence and cockiness, like because I used to see back in the day. I remember when he came out. Like I think the first song was the Galinha one, but what I really liked was that Novo Chorar. When that song came out, yeah, that was
Yeah, yeah.
amazing, man.
Actually, when Sandro started popping off, I was there in the islands, and so he started when that whole thing. I don't know if you watched the Turn of the Tide on Netflix. That story about
Yeah,
the boat.
yeah, yeah. I saw it.
Anyways, I was there when that all went down. It was pretty crazy, and so Sandro was just popping off, and I remember when I got back here to Canada, like nobody knew who he was, but everybody's like, "This guy's Sandro D, this Sandro G, Sandro." But I had already heard of him when I was in the Azores. And so he just blew up, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
because nobody at that time was doing what he did. And even today, like, there's people who trying to mimic what he did, but you can never, the authenticity is something you can't mimic, right?
Was he always from San Miguel, or did he grow up in the States?
I know he's in the States now, right?
Yeah,
So, I mean, I don't know Sandro personally. I know of him, obviously, through the
yeah.
community and the culture. I'm sure at some point, me and him will have I've chatted with him before on the phone about possibly
Doing
collabing on some
something.
stuff. It
Yeah.
hasn't worked out, but, I don't know, to be honest. I know that he's in the States now, and I know that he was in the Azores before, so it's a question, maybe if you get him on, maybe something obviously he can
I'll
answer more to
I'll
you, right?
try. He has that like that attitude and cockiness. I like I heard a story when so when he was blowing up and then the TV shows in Portugal wanted to invite him on. I think like Herman José, you know who Herman José is? He's like a
Like,
TV host. He's a TV host. Back in the day, especially like 20, 30 years ago, he was huge. He's a huge TV host. And then he has like a night show where he talks to guests and stuff, you know? A
I
night
probably know
show.
who it is.
Yeah, you would probably know Herman José. So
Edmund
I think they were, I don't know if it was directly him or his team were like emailing Sandro G to invite him on the show. And then Sandro was like thinking it was all BS. It was like, and then he was telling them to fuck off and shit. It was hilarious, man.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Sandro, man. Like I said, mad love, mad respect. There's only one Sandro G, man.
How do you make your music? Is it all like electronic, like through programs?
Yeah. Yeah. Some, maybe I'll take a bucket and then start slapping a bucket and sample the
Yeah.
sound. I don't know. It depends on like how,
Do you also do instruments or no?
I do, yeah. So that's how I started. I started
Oh
with an
yeah.
accordion, right? Like when we were doing those shows in Toronto and stuff, that's what I did. I played the accordion. Like you've
Cool.
heard of the Amigos La Pêche, right? You've
Yeah.
heard of those guys.
Yeah.
They have them in the States and they have it here in Canada. And so we were one of the original founders, like one of the
Wow.
original. We put that whole thing together way back in the day. I won't get too
Yeah.
technical,
That's
but
okay.
we started that. We were doing it for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years, and then I just got tired, bro. Like we were doing shows every weekend all over, and I just got tired, and I'm like, you know what, I've done hundreds. I'm like, I'm out for a while. And then I actually thought I was done with music. Like after that, I'm like, I've had my fill. I'm gonna go do business and I'm gonna play golf, and I'm just ignore that other stuff. And then it just kind of landed in my lap again. So that's how I got started. I got started with the accordion.
So you've been involved in music since a kid even. When you're putting this music together, would you say there's an element of like DJing to it, kind of?
Mm,
No.
no, no, not really. Well, I mean, I'm not a DJ, so I can't really speak
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
But like for me, it's all feel. It's all touch and feel, right? Like
Mm.
I'll go somewhere, I'll see something or I hear something, and I'll be inspired, right? And
Yeah.
so the computer will register that
Yeah.
mentally. I'll register that, and if it's something I feel like I'm not going to remember, I'll make a note of it. Even if it's
Yeah.
a voice note on my phone, I'll make a voice note, and then I'll get
Nice.
in here, and then
Yeah.
I'll just play with it, and then it's all touch and feel, right? Music is very expressive. It's very expressive, and so I have to like be messing with it to kind
Right.
of feel. To kind of put out what I'm feeling, you know what I mean, and I usually know, like I'll get goosebumps or something will happen, or I'm like, okay, I got it,
You
or I
got the
feel it, or
feeling.
this
Yeah.
is it, or and I think what makes me a little bit different in the way that I do my music is I don't rush my projects, right?
Yeah.
Like I've been at this long enough now that I can speak to. I see a lot of people in the industry who do music, and what I find they do is they'll go into the studio and they're like dead set that like, okay, I have to finish the song and it's got to
Yeah.
be out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Bro, I got a song. I just put out a song, Tobermory. I've been working on that for 5 years.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
the original beat for that song was made 5 years ago. I made it and then I left it on my drive, and I'm like, I'll know when I got something for it. So I went out to Tobermory. I spent a week out there, and then I got inspired. I'm like, okay, that's what that beat is for. But then
Nice.
I'm like, I gotta find somebody to lend, a voice to this with me. And so it just sat there. Like I kept working and working and working, and then finally, my friend Jen, who I've known for like 10 years, I didn't even initially think of it. It was just random. It was a random thought. She posted something. I saw it. And I'm like, holy crap, it's Jen. And so I reached out to her. I'm like, Jen, I got something. You want to work on it? She came by the studio, my place. We worked on it together. And literally, then it was like I worked on it for 5 years, but once I had her, it took 2 weeks and it was done.
Mm.
Right. And so I could have rushed that 5 years ago and put it out, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't have come out the way I was feeling. Right. So it took 5 years.
The model you've been using, you don't like compile albums and then put it out. Basically, like you make material and you put it out individually, right?
No, no.
No?
So I make material and I
Yeah.
have no idea what I'm doing with it until it's done. And then when it's done, I'll sit there and I'll be like, okay, what am I doing with this song? right? And if I feel like I used to get a lot of like, okay, I'm going to put this in the album, but it's becoming less and less like I'm going to do albums because nobody really does that anymore.
Anymore. Yeah, yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can do that, people still do it, but it's more common now just to do singles, right? And
yeah,
there's a lot of money that goes into it when you're doing promo, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, for me, I feel like when we're doing promo on a single, I can put a lot of resources towards just a single, where as opposed to an album, you got like 10, 12, 15 songs, you gotta pick which ones you're gonna promote, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
And so, I just do the music, and then when it's done, then I'll decide, okay, this is the direction we're gonna go with it.
So, because it's kind of reminding me, because sometimes I was looking a little bit at the timeline, at least on YouTube, because I didn't get a chance to look at everywhere you are, but like you randomly drop stuff, you know, like you'll randomly drop it here, drop it there. Is there a little bit of an idea, kind of like a Post Malone thing, like you know how he had that song and everyone was telling him, "Don't do it, don't do it, keep it, it's not ready, it's not ready." And then one night he said he dropped it, he went to bed, he woke up famous, right? Like that White Iverson song.
The
Is there a
Iversons,
little bit
yeah,
of an
yeah. Well,
element that you're trying to catch that moment that just works?
no, no. I'm like being straight, completely transparent. I don't do anything to like get famous. I don't give a shit about that stuff. I never
Well,
have, right?
it's you know
But
that it could
but
make you up
for
more.
me, it's like it's all about how I feel. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? It's all about how I feel. So I have stuff on my album. I can drop it tomorrow if I want,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not feeling it, so it's
You're
not
not feeling
going.
it.
So and sometimes it again, it's like you have to be inspired. I have to feel like the moment is right. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like I got some other stuff that's coming I've been working on, but the moment's right for it now. And so it's got to come out. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
And whatever happens after that is all a bonus.
Business wise, have you have you ever been signed to a label, or you've always been independent?
Never signed to a label. I got approached a couple times, but
Yeah,
that was, years ago. And then when I decided that I was going to do this, the
yeah,
one thing I told myself was I wouldn't do this unless I owned 100% of my masters.
yeah,
Right? Like I told myself if it was for me to sell my soul and to become famous, I'm like, I want no part of that. So it was like, number one, no matter what, you own 100% of your masters, which I do. So I founded my own record label, and everything that goes out now, it goes out under that label. So
hmm,
because it's not so much about owning the masters, even though you want to own the masters because you get your publishing and
of
all the other good
course,
stuff
yeah,
that
yeah,
comes with it. It's more about control because when you're signed to a label, they can control a lot of what you're doing, not doing, when you're dropping, when you're not dropping.
yeah,
If you do a song that you like the way it is, but they don't like it, that song's not coming out. They're not letting it, right? And
yeah.
so it was more about control for me than anything, even though it was about the masters. And so I've just been independent ever since I started putting stuff out.
But even money wise, like the other day, I was watching a video. There's a kid that has like a YouTube channel, School of Hard Knocks. He goes around interviewing people how they make their first
I've heard of them.
million.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he interviewed Russ. And I
Russ is
noticed,
awesome.
and Russ had really good input, and he was explaining like you wouldn't imagine like he makes that much money, but it was like he was saying like he's not signed to a label, he owns everything, and he's always making money off of his money.
Well, when you own 100% of your masters, like there's nobody eating from that pie, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
it's all
uh,
his.
it's all his, right? He owns the mechanical rights. He owns the publishing rights. Shows like there's nobody eating from there unless he allows somebody to eat from that pie, right? And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
maybe you give up initially. I think this is where artists kind of get lost. Is the whole carrot? They dangle the carrot in front of you of like you're going to be famous, and so you
yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah, yeah,
give up your masters because you want to accelerate. You
yeah.
want to accelerate your becoming big or whatever, right?
Oh
but
yeah.
but to do that you have to give up your control, you have to give up your masters, and Russ is probably the best example of that. I think that guy dropped like a new song like every week for like 2 years. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. Like, you wouldn't catch me doing that. I drop a song every 3 months or every 6 months, like every week or every no, I don't got time for that.
So a label will probably like put you out there with more exposure, but you'll make less money and they'll make most of the money, but you'll be more famous.
Yeah, but, that's just it. Like, but there's plenty of like, there's
Yeah.
plenty of case studies on this. Like, I think don't quote me because I could be wrong, but
Yeah, yeah.
I think like TLC, which is one of like the biggest bands back in like the early '90s. They were
The
like,
girls, right? The
oh,
girls?
girls,
Yeah.
yeah. I think don't quote me,
Yeah,
and if
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
wrong,
No, they
don't
were
nobody
big.
shoot
They
me.
had
But
that song Waterfalls or something, was huge.
exactly, but they're not the only one. I think again, I think Tony Braxton might have been one where, again, they become famous and stuff, but when you give up your masters and you give up control, the label, but the
Yeah.
reality is you can't talk shit about the label because the label's the one that's putting up all the cash. They're
Yeah,
doing
I
all the
know, I
promo.
know, I know.
They're doing all the work to make you famous. And so they have to be the ones that are going to eat first from that pie, right?
But in this day and age, with all this technology and all these platforms and streaming platforms, it does put a little bit of power more in the hands of the artists, no?
It does. It
Yeah,
does. But the one thing I'm constantly reminding myself of often is that nothing is forever.
oh
Like
yeah,
now we have Spotify, we have
yeah,
Apple Music, and we don't know what tomorrow's going to look like. Like
oh
TikTok
yeah,
came on scene and
yeah.
out of nowhere, and it's blown up. In fact, TikTok has their own. Most people don't even know this, but TikTok has their own internal record label where they'll sign you and they'll promote you on their own platform. It's
Oh,
crazy, right? And why wouldn't they? Because they have they have the
such
vehicle
a
to
huge
do that.
reach. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm convinced that I'm convinced that there's like an Elon Musk kind of music guy out there
yeah.
somewhere who's trying to figure out how to create, an independent type of Spotify for artists because the reality is artists get hosed. Like we get like I think for Spotify you get like 0.0006 cents a
Yeah.
stream. Like it's
Which
like next to
which
nothing.
since you're independent, you like dive into this because you're making a living off this. Which streaming platform treats the artists the best?
Well, I'm not going to say which one treats the best because that would automatically be saying the other ones are.
No, no, I
There's
mean, maybe I phrased that wrong, but like, offer more incentives, but is a big enough platform that like will push your music to like,
this is my own personal opinion. I like YouTube.
yeah,
Right? Because YouTube, you get paid per view, you get
yeah,
paid per stream, you get paid on the ads that run on your videos, but you also get the component that nobody talks about, which is the branding, the reach,
hmm,
right? Like somebody who hears my song on Spotify, you know what I'm saying? They don't know who I am. Like
yeah, I
we're
get it,
human beings, we got to put a face to a name, right? And
I get
so
it,
them hearing it on finding it on Spotify and hearing it, they don't really know me. Whereas they find me on YouTube, they know me, they can see other stuff that I'm
yeah,
doing. Right. And by having a YouTube platform, you can sell whatever you want. You can sell merch, you can do cross collaborations. I get approached all the time. Like last week, I got approached from an earbud company
yeah.
in China who's like they're trying to come up with these new earbuds and stuff, and they wanted me to do promo, and I'm like, I kind of don't want to do that stuff yet. You know what I mean? But
But
those
you,
are the opportunities that
oh yeah,
present
that
yourself
present
to
them, yeah.
present
But
themselves,
you do
right?
have your own merc line, right? You have some product.
I do. I do. Yeah.
What's the inspiration behind the 7?
Well, 7 is my birthday. I'm
Oh
born
yeah,
on April 7th. So
April 7, yeah.
it's not a knockoff on Cristiano or anything. Everybody's
No,
saying
no.
that. But I'm born on April 7th, and so 7's my favorite number. All my jerseys are in 7 or
Yeah, yeah.
97.
No, it
And
was always
so
an iconic number even before him. Yeah.
it is. It is. And 7 is a universal God power number. I don't know,
Oh,
whatever, if you
yeah?
want to do some research, but
Yeah.
that's my number. And so that's kind of like, I'm a big believer in you just have to be yourself, man. And that's who I am. So that's what I do.
Well, that's it, man.
Yeah.
But even it wouldn't be like, anything shameful anyways, because Ronaldo is a beast, man. He represents everything that's good, man. Hard work, hustle, grit, determination, longevity, health, all the
100%.
contributes that you can imagine, that's what he represents, so
I
it's,
know you look at the guy, he's like 40 years old. He's still freaking grinding like a machine. I
it
mean, you just look at him, he looks like a soccer player,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like the dude is
Oh, yeah.
built like a soccer player,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like there's other guys you can have this argument,
Yeah.
Ronaldo and the other guy all day long, but the reality is one guy just I feel like he takes his craft super serious,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah. Like,
And that's something you can't teach.
but like not to go deep into that, but like while everyone for sure the other guy puts a lot of work in too, because in the end of the day,
For
it's been a
sure.
long time that he's been on top too. Like, so
Sure.
he deserves all the credit in the world. But when it
100%.
comes down to it, like even certain organizations like FIFA and whatever, the leagues and stuff, they were always pushing more the other guy. But in the end of the day, I feel like the best publicity in the world you could have is like when you
Hate.
think about the kids, when you think it's like, oh, don't dream about being like that guy because he was touched by God. You'll never reach that level. Or would it be better? Look what that guy is doing with hard work and determination. Look how far you can go. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
I
sometimes
do.
they pushed their marketing thing pushed to one side, but I think that ideal scenario would have been pushing towards more for Ronaldo because of everything he represents.
But to do it his way is the harder way. That's the
Yeah.
reality. Like, can the average person do that grind? Like
No.
in their when they're 25, never mind when they're 40, right? And so that is the harder way. And that's
Yeah.
why most people don't go that way because
But
you have to be almost kind of like insane. I think Steve Jobs said it best, right? You have to be friggin' insane with
yeah.
whatever it is that you're doing because no sane person would kill themselves that way,
Oh yeah.
right? Because the same person would be like, I can't do this. I'm out, right? So you have to be a little bit insane. And
But
Ronaldo
look
kind
at
of has that. He's
uh,
insane. He loves
oh
his
yeah.
sport. He loves his craft. He works out. He eats right.
Oh
He
yeah.
still at 4. He could be, he's got everything in the world. He could quit and be like, I'm going home and just
Oh
kicking
yeah.
back. And he's still not.
But even the guys he's worked around like in Madrid and stuff, like he influenced them because when you look at them, they all played late in their career. They motivated themselves off of Ronaldo, like Modric, Benzema, like the Kroos.
Mhm.
Usually those types of players by like 35, they're like looking at the exit, right? But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they pushed it a little longer, and it was Ronaldo's model that they followed.
Right, right. Well, because when you surround yourself with people like that,
Yeah,
you don't want you don't you almost lose respect for yourself when you see them working that hard and you're not working hard,
oh yeah.
right? And so they force themselves, right? Modric's actually, I'm a huge Modric fan. He's a
No,
great
me
player.
too. Yeah, yeah. I still don't believe that year he deserved the Ballon d'Or, but I don't mind it because they picked him because like everyone liked him, you know,
He's
and he's
honestly,
modest. He's a
I
great
got no
player.
problem with that. He's a good
Yeah.
player, good man.
Oh yeah.
Uh, awesome, awesome, good for him, man.
All right, man. So when you were talking about collabs and stuff, not that you're gonna drop anything, but like in a perfect world that you can pick someone internationally that you can make a collaboration with, who would you have in mind?
Hmm, that's a good question. I never thought of that.
Even maybe you can give two answers, like maybe one like current, and then one like even if you could go back in time, someone you would have loved to do something with.
I think right now, if I had to pick somebody, like my first pick would probably be Daddy Yankee. I'm like
Yeah,
a huge Daddy Yankee fan. Love his music. He's like, he's the godfather of reggaeton, 100%. And kind of like Ronaldo,
yeah,
dude
I
is
get
still
it.
on the grind. Like he could quit, but still on the grind, extremely talented, musically, production, like he can do it all, and in the words of Jerry Maguire, what would he say? The Quan or whatever. So that would be my pick for today's modern
Yeah,
artist, and for an artist of the past, man, I don't know, Michael Jackson, like
yeah. Because
I don't
some,
know.
oh yeah, because sometimes it's interesting to pick someone like of a different genre, so like you can make something original, right?
Mhm. It's not something I've given a lot of thought to,
Yeah,
honestly. Like,
yeah,
and right now, I'm doing a lot of features and
yeah,
collaborations, but a lot of them are kind of finding me. They're finding my music,
yeah.
especially in Latin America. We've got a team down there who's
Well,
doing
you put
some
yourself out there. You put yourself out there. You develop music and you get success.
people
People are
find
gonna
you.
come after you.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
you're
So
not
people,
you're not like it's not like you're a small Joe anymore. You know, you're building a big YouTube channel. You're all over the place. You already have millions of views. It's not like you're not a nobody anymore. You know.
You know what? Yeah, I try to tell myself I still am, but every time I go somewhere, yeah, people know who I am, and that's great, man. I don't know that I've ever done well with that validation stuff. I never cared much for it. I
Yeah,
just love music, man, and I didn't for a long time. Like when we stopped doing the shows, I fell out of love with it. I wanted nothing to do with it, but I think now after taking 10 years off, I'm at peace with it again. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like we're not fighting anymore. I was fighting it for a long time. I'm not fighting it anymore.
What do you think of Pitbull?
Pitbull's Pitbull, man. Like he's
Because
cool.
honestly, when I saw it, like you have your songs, I was going through them, and then you have a music video for that for my city, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
And when you watch this stuff, I feel like
Yeah, Pitbull, you think?
well, kind of like you got a little bit of that swagger, and
I'll take
like
it, man.
you'll take it.
I'll take it, bro.
All right, man.
That's a compliment. I mean,
Oh
I'm being
yeah, no,
compared to Pitbull. I'll
he
take
was
it.
huge, man. So
Yeah, yeah.
so
Pitbull's awesome. You know what? If I could do a collab with Pitbull, Pitbull, if you're watching, bro, reach out.
for the collab, instead of being the Luso King, you'll be the Luso Pitbull.
Whatever, bro. If I do a collab with him, you can call me whatever you want. João Maria, bro. That's what we'll call me.
Yeah, like, and that video looks like you had fun doing it. Like, it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
I did. I did. We
So
had some
that's
friends
your
there.
jam, right? It's the reggaeton, right?
I love reggaeton. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just I'm trying to incorporate a lot of that
Yeah.
into what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I don't really have a genre. Like if you
Yeah.
look at my catalog, I think there's 22 singles out. I'm kind of like all over the map. I'm working on some old like Euros freestyle dance too. Like I may put
Yeah.
some of that stuff out too, right? So again, it's just what I'm feeling in the moment, right? And there's a rule that you live by in music, and that is you kind of pick one genre and you stick to one genre,
Yeah.
and that's what
Yeah.
you do. But I'm like, I'm independent. I'm gonna do whatever I want. Like
That's
if
it.
I feel like grabbing two plates and banging them together and sampling the sound and making something out of that, that's what I'm doing. Like
That's it.
nobody's gonna tell me otherwise.
Let me pull something up here. I hope it's not
Yeah,
too
yeah.
far back. The other day, shit, I hope it's not too far back. Okay, I think it's this one. Oops. Oh no. So the other day, I saw that you woke up and you chose violence. Let me see what you posted.
Oh shit, here
Man,
we go.
hey, you
Here,
called for this. Man, today is a good day. I got mainstream artists trying to copy my sauce. Bro, you're married with kids. Ain't no baddies want you. I'm freaking flattered, man. Mas só existe Luso-King. Se não sabes, agora sabes.
who said this, bro? Who said this?
What?
Who said this?
You said it.
I might have been drunk, bro. I have no idea what you're
No,
talking about.
hey, it's all good. But you know what? I think that would be an interesting collab because with your style of music and his pop vocals, kind of, you know?
You know what? Honestly, I didn't even know about it. One of the ladies that works on our team, she saw it and she sent it to me, and I found it interesting, right? And so I'm like, you know what? I normally shy away from that stuff, and like,
Hey,
people
but
do what
it's
they want
okay
to do.
it's sometimes it's good to, to have fun.
Yeah, that was like my way of like,
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it.
But
It's all good.
like I said, I didn't even see it. She sent it over, and I got a good laugh at it. Hey, you know what? Honestly, the way I look at it is like this: if it's inspiring you, if
Yeah.
my stuff, I'm independent. I've always been underground. That's my superpower, I guess you would say. And so, if my stuff is inspiring you, man, great, man. Clearly, what I'm doing is pretty good.
Yeah, because when you mentioned it, I did look at like his video, and then you look at yours. There's resemblances there, right?
It's you know what I never shied away from who I am. I'm Portuguese. My Portuguese I've achado. Like
Yeah, yeah, it's
I'm
okay.
from hot Spain. It's not proper Portuguese, but I've never shied away who I am. I'm extremely proud to be Portuguese,
That's it.
and that is going to be my thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think like my mentality now is I'm going to drop so much friggin' Portuguese music that you won't be able to escape my music in the
Nice.
Portuguese community. I took 10 years off, and I feel like it was like I needed that to recharge, right? And now I'm hungry. Like I have enough that I could drop regularly, but I'm doing it all methodically. And so that's kind of like my thing. I'm Portuguese. I love being Portuguese. And I just want to, I feel like it's wide open for Portuguese artists to like really, because most of the guys who are doing it, they're older.
Yeah.
I won't mention any names,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they're
that's
older.
fine. Yeah, yeah.
They've been at it for a long time, and so I think there's an opportunity for some new
Yeah,
blood
a
to
new
kind of
wave.
come
Yeah,
in
yeah.
and create some new stuff. I actually heard a new song yesterday on TikTok. It's some artist or an MC or something from Portugal. It's like he's talking about Bifanas. Anyways, what a great song, right? O
But is
caralho,
he
what's it called?
but is
Uh,
he like from the diaspora, or is he from like the Portugal?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
It came up in my feed on TikTok, and I'm like, this is genius. Like he's kind of
Yeah.
like cussing out in
Sketchy.
Portuguese, caralho and
Yeah,
bifanas and all
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. But whatever, he gave it a good flow, and it's a
But
good song, good for
from
him,
what
man.
you're explaining, it sounds like you'd be more of like an immigrant, like because usually they're a little bit more bold to that stuff. Back home, people shy a little bit away from controversial stuff.
They do, they do.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Uh,
we come from a community where people talk shit, man. It's just the
oh yeah,
reality, bro.
people talk shit, especially Portuguese. Like we're the first to criticize each other.
When I hear I get in there. I'm like, oh yeah, let me hear some more. Like you're talking about me. Let's do this.
Nice. Okay, man. So you have millions of streams across all platforms. You're literally everywhere. You can be found everywhere, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all the major platforms. For people like obviously you have a huge following, but some people may tune in here and we may be able to channel some people toward you. So
Awesome.
if they Google or uh JCT official 7, they'll find you everywhere, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the same handle everywhere, right?
Same handle everywhere, yeah.
Nice.
There's another guy, I think, in Asia or something that's,
Oh yeah.
trying to use the name JCT. Maybe he liked my name, I don't know, but, anyways. But whatever, man, if I'm inspiring people, it's all good.
When did you start with with this like this genre of music? When did you start with it?
Well, I officially okay, so unofficially, I've been putting out music since the early 2000s,
Yeah.
like, not mainstream.
Okay.
But my first mainstream dropped I did was in 2018.
Hmm.
Right, but I had some other stuff out already that we did on the CD that I put into the islands, like, in the early 2000s, and so that stuff's still over there. When I was there, I was listening to it. It was brought back some good memories, and,
But
uh,
aside from distributing the music through the internet and platforms, how else do you do shows, events? How else do you make money off of that stuff? You
yeah, sure, obviously, when you do shows, you make money. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, last year, I got approached to do 5 shows, and they weren't paid gigs, so,
yeah, yeah,
uh
so
and I'll do those, but there's got to be like there has to be meaning for them. It's that I won't do it if
for
just
sure. It
some
makes
guy
sense.
trying to use me to make money out of it. You know what I'm
No, no,
saying?
I know. It has to make
And,
sense for
and
the both of
so
you.
it's got to make sense for the both of us, and I have to like what the cause is for. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? If it's for a good cause, like I have a friend who owns a venue. I won't say where, but when COVID happened, they got hit pretty bad, and they were on the verge of shutting down. And so they came up with an idea to bring some artists in and do a show, and it kept them alive, and they're still going today. Good for them. And that's
nice.
what I mean. Like if you're gonna do a free show, there has to be some meaning behind it. There has to be a good cause behind it, right?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's how you make money. Shows, merch, streams, like I explained on YouTube before, your
Mhm.
ads, cross collaborations. Artists sometimes will come to you and be like, okay, I want to work with you on a track. Sometimes maybe you can charge something up front, or maybe you take everything on the back. It just depends. Every project's
For
different,
now,
right?
your main focus is on producing and putting it out on the internet, and your main focus is YouTube. It's the best platform.
YouTube is like what I'm using. I mean, I use them all, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
YouTube, for
No,
whatever reason,
but
seems
you've grown pretty big, pretty
that
quick.
seems to
So
be the one that I grow the most on, and I think I figured out why. It's because the bulk of my listeners and the bulk of the people watching my stuff, they're outside of North America, right? And
yeah,
so a lot of people there rely heavily on YouTube. Like in Portugal, when I was in Portugal, I went into a cafe,
yeah,
and it was the craziest thing. I went to a cafe to have a beer. My dad was there or whatever. I walk in, and they got one of my songs playing, and the guy's playing it off of
nice.
YouTube.
Wow.
He's got a little like laptop plugged into a
Yeah, yeah,
sound system in a cafe, and he's playing it off of YouTube. I'm like, this is the craziest thing. I'm like, here I am playing off my
nice.
phone, and these guys are
Yeah,
playing it
yeah.
off of YouTube, right? And so
What kind of which social media platform do you think is better to channel people to YouTube?
I don't do much social media, and I should be. But if I was going to, like, if I was going to say, okay, tomorrow morning we're going to hit the
Yeah,
ground running, it would
yeah.
probably be TikTok.
TikTok, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
TikTok, their algorithm is insane, and
yeah.
if you like, without giving out too much of the secrets, I can give it to you when we're off air, so
Yeah,
you never
yeah,
know who's watching. But if you there's a formula,
yeah.
there's a method to the madness, and if you follow it, it's just a matter of time.
You gotta get into it because we gotta blow you up, man.
But like I said, I never cared much for that stuff, right?
Right.
So maybe I wake up one day and I'm like, okay, hey, go, caralho, yeah, boomba, and we go
If
after it. But until
i-
then,
if you do have an overnight blow up, where do you think it would kick off? Like amongst the Latin community?
yeah,
Yeah,
like when I look at the numbers like regularly, not every day, but part of your job as a musician is you got to
yeah,
look at the metrics and the data, right? And so in Latin America right now, we're doing good. We're doing pretty good, right? And Portugal is probably number two.
yeah,
Canada and US, we do all right.
yeah, yeah.
And but I would love to pop off in Portugal. Like if I could be in Portugal just touring and doing shows there, sign me up.
What? Okay, so if you can, what type of a guy that's of a different genre in Portugal that you would like to make a collab with, so it can make something special?
That's a good question, man.
Sometimes you shoot things out into the ether of the world and they happen.
Yeah, these are not really things I give a lot of thought to. You kind of
I
caught me
know.
off guard, right? And so There's a big rapper out there, I think, called Piruka.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Well,
about?
yeah, he's the OG. He's one of the OGs. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That would be a very interesting project because he's
yeah.
very raw and very like,
And it would work. Yeah.
yeah, that would be a very interesting project. There's a big DJ out there that did a project with, I think her name is Biaka Boj, Kura, DJ Kura.
DJ Kuda. Yeah, he's from my
Kura?
area. Yeah, yeah. He's
Is
huge. The
he?
guy. Yeah, yeah.
That would be a very
Yeah, he's
interesting
huge.
collaboration. He's talented, that guy.
Oh yeah.
And so I have another guy that I know. We follow each other on the gram, and we've talked already a little bit about potentially, but this guy DJ Diego Miranda, I think his name is. Do you know what it
Diego
is?
Miranda. That's not,
I think
it's not coming to mind right now. I gotta look it up. I think I've heard of it. It's not right now. It's not coming to mind.
he's a big DJ too. He does a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
stuff. He travels all over and does a lot
How
of
about
big
the
shows.
priest? How about the priest? Hey, the guy blew up. He's doing stuff everywhere.
I never say never, man.
No, I know, I know.
Never
No,
say never.
that would just be like a one-off, a fun time.
But sometimes it's those ones that pop off. It's the
Yeah,
stuff that
yeah.
you don't really care much about, right?
Out of the songs that you put out, uh, what, which song did you think was gonna blow up and it didn't blow up? Like that you had the most faith, like you did everything right, the song was perfect, and then for some reason it didn't gain traction. As much as the other ones that did, right? Like, because there's always I hear these stories of these musicians, and they always
Yeah.
say that, or they have a song that they hated, but it blew up. That was the song that made them famous.
I have a song like that. My first single I dropped, "Celebrity," it's literally like that, and it's
Yeah,
not even public. We took the music video down. We only use it for press and promo, and I
yeah.
I still don't get how, like,
People
I think
like
it's
it.
done like
Maybe it's catchy. It's what.
it's I'm talking about, I'm so fly, I got money and all this bullshit. It was
Yeah.
like it was a joke. It was a gimmick when we did it, but hey, whatever. Everybody
Well,
likes what they
hey,
like,
sometimes
right?
that's how it is. Yeah, yeah,
And so if honestly, now that you asked that question, I have 2 songs I really like that I've done. It's,
yeah,
"Get This Party Started"
yeah,
and, "Sugar and Spice." I really like "Sugar and Spice." It's one of my favorite ones too. But in saying that, I haven't done much in terms of promo. Like, I didn't do a
yeah.
music video for either one of those. We haven't done much promo, and I just don't do much promo. Like, you saw, I just put on a new single, "Bebita."
Yeah,
Like, what
yeah,
have I done?
Pepita,
2
yeah,
posts
yeah.
on it? Like, I just don't. I make the music. It feels good, but again, it's already old news for me. I'm already on the next project, and
Because you
so
already
maybe
have
that's
so
part of
much
the
in the,
reason.
you already have so much in the oven that you don't even.
It is for massage, it is for fish water. There's no time, man.
I really, really enjoyed this conversation.
Likewise, Steve. Thanks
It
for having
was
me.
uh it was great hooking up with you, chatting with you. Hopefully, it's a small show so far, but I have aspirations of trying to make it out big, and hopefully we can reach new horizons and we can help you also grow. Even though I'm obviously the one that's I'm the B side of this right now, but
It's all good,
hopefully we
man.
can help each other, build each other up.
There's
And
there's no B side. There's no B side here. You know what? It takes a lot of balls. Like, whatever. Me and you having conversation. If you don't like my language,
no,
change the
I
channel. But
speak the same
it
way.
takes it takes a lot of balls to kind of put yourself out there when you
Oh
know
yeah,
people are going to ridicule you
oh yeah.
and they're going to talk shit and because that's what people do. And so I commend you, bro. Honestly, keep going regardless of whatever
I
feedback you
appreciate
get,
that.
both positive or negative. Just keep pushing forward, man.
I,
And like I said before, our community is ripe right now. There's plenty of opportunity for people that aren't afraid to kind of put themselves, in the
yeah,
line of fire.
I
There's
appreciate
there's a
that.
tremendous opportunity out
Yeah,
there.
because it's not like this. I'm no, polished up, t- a presentador or anything, But I'm of this world. I've been around the block. I've been everywhere. I talk to everybody, and there's this. It's like you're saying. There's this opportunity. I want to really. People, have this idea of Portugal, oh, small country, for what are we and stuff. But no, we're tremendously big. We have talent everywhere, especially abroad. In the Portuguese diaspora, we're full of talented people. People,
Mhm.
have that stereotype with, oh, just construction. But no, we work across the field, like we do everything and we succeed. And also, if I can help create like these conversation bridges, even to bring the Portuguese diaspora to Portugal and vice versa, even for the Portuguese back home to see, look what we can do outside too. Like, because a lot of people think we're a country of immigrants and whatnot. Like, then people complain about the ones that are coming home. But like, we are a country of immigrants, but we don't ask anything from anybody. Like, we go out and we get after it. We get after work. That's what we want. We just want the opportunity.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not trying to bank on social securities or anything. We just want the opportunity to work, and that's what I want to try and help show. Like, we have to be more big-minded. Stop with the dependence on everything and excuses for everything. I want to just try and show people with success from all walks of life, and because it inspires me too. And I know we're out there, and I want everyone to see it so we can build each other up. Because we
For
were a
sure.
tremendous nation, and now we're like a tremendous people. But the government itself, like Portugal itself, the government, there's plenty to criticize of them, but the people are tremendous. Even though they do, have their things, they can be very critical of each other and whatnot. But
That's
it's
what
like
makes us
everything.
us, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what makes us us.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I had this conversation with another friend of mine, Manny Alexander. I don't know if you know who he is. He's a TV interviewer here on Go Live TV. Anyways, he brought me in like 6 months ago, and we
Nice.
were talking about this. And the one thing I realized, I think, that when you put yourself in the line of fire and you put yourself out there, you unconsciously give other people in
Yeah.
the community, because we care a lot about our Portuguese community. You give other people in our community the feeling that, man, I can make some shit happen too. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
get after it, right?
Oh, yeah.
You don't even have to tell somebody, hey, you know what, you're talented. Go and try and do this. Just by you doing whatever it is that you're doing, they're like, look at him. If he can do it,
If
or
you
if
can
she
do it,
can
I
do
can
it,
do it. Yeah, yeah.
I can do it, right? And
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
your light will help shine a light on other people. And it's the craziest shit I've ever seen. Like, uh, uh, as a byproduct of what I'm doing, I have some of my friggin' haters imitating me, which is great. It's great because it tells me that they're kind of getting out of their own way
But hold
too,
on.
right? That,
Is Sean Desmond a hater?
no, I'm not talking about Sean.
No,
I'm actually talking about some other people,
I'm just trying
and
to
he may be, but if he is,
I'm
again,
just
I
trying
hope
to
I'm
hey,
inspiring him too.
I'm just trying to plug in some beef here.
You're starting it, bro, not me. No,
No,
I'm talking about like some other people
yeah,
specifically that I know that,
yeah.
again, just by kind of watching what I do, they're trying to do their own stuff too,
Oh,
and
yeah.
in stuff completely different, not
Yeah,
even music,
yeah,
right? Like a business, artists, other art types of art, like painters.
yeah,
The one guy's like a horse guy who's loved like horses, right? And for
yeah.
whatever reason, I swear to God, and he's been so intimidated to get after it because he's worried about like what people are going to think. And so, just naturally having these conversations with him,
Nice.
I can see him coming out of his shell, right? And it's
Yeah, nice,
because
nice.
they watch what we're doing, and so
Well,
and
yeah,
so they get after it.
yeah, when they see people get after it, it inspires other people to do the same. That's right.
It's true, man. And honestly, I got no hate for anybody. Anybody who knows me, like really knows me, like for a long time, they'll tell you Joe's straight, man. Like I
You
got
can
all love
tell.
for everybody.
Right.
It's nothing but love for everybody. I don't hate on nobody. If you want to be inspired by my shit, be inspired. If you don't want to be inspired, I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna lose any sleep. It's all good. We're all friends.
Oh, yeah.
The one thing I think we do as a community too, and I think it hurts us more than anything, is the hate and the envy. Sometimes because we don't want to see somebody else do well, we won't help that person.
You hit
And
the nail
all
on
you're
the head.
doing is just you're not stopping that person, because like you, if you decide that you're going to make this thing a go and you're going to interview the biggest Portuguese people in the world, there's nobody getting in the way of that other than you.
Yeah,
Even if I don't help you, if
yeah,
you want to do that, that's what you're going to do, right?
yeah.
And so I feel like our community, especially like maybe in our time now, in our generation, we need to do a better job of that, is
Yes,
of helping people. And
yes.
whoever that may be, I don't care who you think I have beef with or don't have
No,
beef with.
I was,
Let's push one another, because I think the beauty of that, all of that, is what benefits the most is the art,
yeah.
right? When there is that maybe silent competition, great art is created from that,
Oh, yeah.
because you have a drive to, like, again, this person's doing something. Okay, I can do something. And so you automatically just give yourself that juice to, like, okay, let me get after it.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's it, man. Thank you for those wise words. Hopefully you help inspire this generation into achieving greatness.
If they want, man, if they don't want to stay home, brinca video games, everything's good, man.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I agree with that.
You
So,
know?
João, pleasure having you
Okay.
on.
Okay, Joel.
Well, did I mess that
Where
up?
you located? Are you here in Toronto?
So yeah, so I live in Brampton, northern Brampton, in Heart Lake.
Okay, I know
Eh,
exactly where that is. By
Yeah,
there's a church up there, Seventh Day Church or something off of Heart
yeah,
Lake.
yes, yeah. So I live a few minutes away. Yeah. So yeah,
Brian,
I'm up there. I have a contracting company too. That's why usually I'm busy during the day. We do finishings of high-end custom homes here in the city, in the GTA in Oakville.
nice man.
Yeah. And
Nice.
then
Well,
I just
next time I'm at any local events in the Toronto area, I'll reach out, man. Come by, talk to some people.
no,
I'll introduce you to some
for sure,
people,
man.
and
And I'll appreciate that a lot, buddy. That's what I'm
keep,
trying to do, build these bridges, connections,
for
and
sure, man. Keep pushing
and I
forward.
oh yeah,
Keep
and I
interviewing
want to
people,
stay
man.
connected with you guys. That's how it is.
Sounds good, bro.
All right. Pleasure having you.
All right, Steve.
Hope everyone follows your YouTube channel and videos and what were those two songs that you wanted to give a push that you really liked making?
Sugar and spice, and get this party started. But right now, let's focus on my new stuff.
The
Babita,
Beta? Yeah.
Babita, I really like that one. That was a
And
good track. And Peligrosa, which I did with Alistar from the Dominican
Peligrosa.
Republic.
Yeah.
That
All
was a
right.
good one. I had a lot of fun on that one as well. So,
Let's get after that.
all right, man.
All right, my brother. Have a good one.
Thanks,
Maybe one
TV.
of
See you,
these
bro.
days, in a year or two, when my channel has 1 million subscribers, we'll come back for part 2 in studio.
Yeah, yeah. But tell me ahead of time so I could drink some whiskey so we can really talk some shit.
Yeah, because that's I know. I've had 2 sips of water since I'm talking to you, but you know when you drink, you talk a little smoother.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, I'll have some whiskey. I'll pull out a stogie, and
Oh
we'll really get into it.
yeah,
We'll become Joe Rogan and Elon Musk on that one episode. When
in one episode. Eh? All right, brother. Have a good one.
okay,
Really
bro.
appreciate it.
No problem, man.
All right, ciao, ciao. Take care.
Ciao, bro.